Hey everyone, welcome to Buick Outdoors. If you're new around here, my name is Sheldon Marion, and today we're going to be doing a rifle review on this Savage Model 2 in 22-250. So to start off this review, this is one of those package deals that you can buy from Savage Arms. Uh, this one is a Model 2, but it's very similar to the newer Savage Axis. With this one, it comes with the 22-inch barrel, 3 to 9 by 40 Simmons Blazer scope. It's nothing fancy. It's a little Simmons scope. It's kind of the same ones that I put on my 22s. With this one, it's just a simple bolt action rifle. What's different with this one is that it's an internal box magazine, so it holds 4, but there's no hinge floor plate at all. So it's a top loading internal magazine. So you have to load them from the top, and then when you go to unload them, you have to just kind of cycle the bolt slightly to push them out, or you can just pull them out with your thumb. It's a bit of a pain at times, but it's not a complete setback. With this one, it has the little Accu trigger here, and that thing, it's a great little addition to these rifles. It's an extra little bit of safety, and it kind of helps with the trigger pull. With this one, it is a fairly light trigger pull. This one, it's set to about 2 pounds. I have a couple of other Savage Arms where the triggers are slightly higher, but that one, it's a nice, clean, crisp break. There's no creep in the trigger at all. With these, when you buy them, you can't exactly expect much out of these cheap little package deals. I believe these ones run for around $700 now. The new Savage Arms, the new Savage Axis 2s. For that, you just have to check your local listing for prices and stuff. It's been a few years since I bought this. But yeah, when you buy these, they come bore-sighted with the little cheapo scopes. And, you can always upgrade your scope and rings and all that stuff. Weight-wise, it's a bit heavy. They're right around 7 pounds, but, it's not a big deal, especially if you're just packing it for coyotes or deer or something like that. It's not a mountain rifle whatsoever. And it's a great little starter rifle, or just another one to have in the collection, or for the plinkers. But anyways, it's just a basic bolt action rifle. The only thing that sets this one apart is the internal box magazine, and other than that, it's a bolt action rifle. So with that all being said, we're gonna head out to the range. We're gonna do some shooting, and we'll see how accurate this thing is. Well, we made it to the gun range here with the old 22-250. The bolts I got today, this one here, my dad gave it to me. I don't know what they are. It just says 22-250 Remington 50 grain hollow points. So, whatever, they're just little hollow point bullets. So I'll start off with those. And then over here I have 55 grain Nosler ballistic tips, and they're kind of like their little varmint rounds. So we'll finish off with these ones, because if I'm going to sight the gun in or whatever, or take it out for kites, I'd rather know where these ones are shooting. But I'll put in my earplug, and I'll get the little internal box magazine loaded up, and we'll get to shooting here. Just give me a few minutes, and we'll get this going. Alright, so we'll grab 3. There we go. That looks like it's sitting in there alright. it doesn't like to feed these. It just doesn't like to feed that one. Put that in the corner of the box. Well, let's see what happens with this first shot. It's a little high. I'll unfed, no problem. High, but it's just right there with the first one. High and an inch to the right. Oh, well. Like I said though, with these bullets, I don't know if they're some cheapo ones or what they are, but I mean, just for a deer rifle at 100 yards, what am I hitting there? It's like 3 inches high. It's still about a 1 inch group though, so I mean, really, realistically speaking, that's not too bad. Just double check the barrel. Yeah, it's still nice and cool. So I'll load up these 55 grain Nosler ballistic tips now. And we'll see where these ones are shooting. With that internal box magazine, it wants to roll it to one side. For whatever reason, it doesn't like it when there's 3 of them in there. See, I'm gonna put 4 in. That's a little iffy. We're making her work. So we'll just shoot for the center there again. We'll see where these ones hit. Pretty well right where the other one was hitting. Right now, there's a bit of a mirage in the scope, just because it's pretty cool outside. Like the barrel's not hot at all, but outside right now it's kind of +1, 0 Celsius. So it's starting to distort the scope a little bit. For whatever reason, this thing just hates that third bullet. That I'm not a fan of. But I guess if you're a single shot, single loading it, it might not be too bad. Or if you only just put 2 in, I guess. I mean, it shoots good. The feed, though, it might be just an old, worn-out spring in there too. Who knows? Well, I might as well shoot this one. Oh, now I'm playing the waiting game with a Mirage. You know, it's shooting high, but it's extremely consistent. Was that about 3 inches high at 100 yards? And what I'll do while we're here, I'll dial this thing down. We'll get ready to go coyote hunting. Down, quarter. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's 1 inch. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2 inch. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's 3 inch. And what the heck, I'll give her 2 clicks to the right. So I'll bring her 1/2 inch to the right, and that should be just dead center. There we go. Now let's see if this cheapo scope actually holds 0 or not. Mine went down just a little too much. And then you come up. 1, 2, 3, 4. The only problem with these cheap scopes, when you're adjusting them, every couple of adjustments, it doesn't really click into place. It just slides. It keeps going almost. So we'll give her 1 more adjustment. I'm fighting with the Mirage here now pretty bad, but we'll see how accurate this thing is, and then maybe what we'll do is we'll take a poke at that big gong that's at 400 yards and just see how capable the 22-250 is at long range. Oh, I'm happy with that. That's about as good as you're gonna get with such a cheap scope and such a cheap rifle. You know, these packages nowadays, they're what are they, $600 to $700 kind of a thing, and for getting a gun and a scope for that price point, it's fairly cheap. So maybe what I'll do, I'm going to readjust, and there's a target up there at 400 yards, the giant orange gong. I'm going to turn on my other camera and zoom right in on it, or as close as I can get, and then we'll take a shot at it. And I don't know if we'll be able to see it on the camera, but we should be able to hear it, hopefully. I don't know if I will. I got hearing protection in, but yeah, give me 2 seconds here. I'm going to turn on my other camera, zoom in as far as I can, and we'll see if we can hit that gong. Alrighty, here goes the 400-yard shot. Got the other camera going, you can just barely see that target. I'm going to put it right near the top, about 2 inches from the top, and just let them have it. Oh, I don't know. Better shoot a couple more at it. Well, I have no idea. There is a couple of other targets up there I could shoot at. Where are those ones at? 200 yards, I think. We'll hit that one, no problem. That one's not even a challenge. Yeah, that's too easy. Well, there you have it, guys. These cheap little Savage Arm rifles again, you know, with the cheapo Simmons scope package deal, a few $100s. You can bring it out here, you can plink all day long with it, and you'll never get sore. Ammo's fairly cheap. This 22-250 ammo, it was bought a few years ago and it was $30. Nowadays it's probably closer to 40. But yeah, you can come out and shoot all day with it, and I think I hit the target of 400, but I don't know. I'll have to watch the video for that. But anyways, I'm going to wrap this all up, and we'll see you guys back at the house for the final thoughts. Well, you guys, we just got back from the range, and as you can see, for just a cheap little rifle, you know, it does the job fairly well. You know, you're not going to get extremely pinpoint accuracy with a whatever they are $500 gun kind of thing. But with that being said, you can't deny that it didn't shoot, you know, pretty good. So for such a cheap little rifle that you can buy, man, you can buy these pretty well anywhere. Whether you buy it directly from Savage Arms or if you go to Cabela's, Bass Pro Shop, Sportsman Warehouse, Canadian Tire. I guess if you're in the States, Walmart sells firearms too. You know, like, you can get them pretty well anywhere. And overall, it's a good gun. With this one, we had some feeding issues with it. And I think the majority of that is on the inside. They almost used like a one size fits most kind of an internal box magazine, because at 22-250 it's fairly short, and this is almost like a, not a long action, but I'd almost want to call it like a medium action type of magazine. I know with my 223 magazine, there's actually like a small little rubber block that's in the back of it, so maybe this is supposed to have that and it doesn't, so in that way when I fed it through, that bullet just wanted to nosedive into the action kind of a thing. So maybe I'm missing a component on the rifle, but you know, that is a bit of a setback, to be honest with you. Hopefully the newer models, they have fixed that issue, and you know, that's my only complaint, is the feeding of this. You know, for a cheap rifle, a cheap scope, and fairly cheap bullets, it's a phenomenal rifle, and I would definitely buy it again if the feed is fixed. But other than this one, I don't think I've really heard of anybody having the same issues. So maybe this is just a one-off kind of a thing. But yeah, other than that, guys, it's just a plain Jane run-of-the-mill combo rifle scope setup, and it shoots fairly well. I tried shooting a gong at 400 yards. I don't know if I hit it or not. That 22-250, it doesn't hit real hard, and that's a pretty heavy gong to see. But yeah, 200 yards, I hit them both. And yeah, so with that all being said, it's a good rifle. I wouldn't say it's a good scope, but it's a scope that works. But yeah, would I buy this again? Absolutely. It's a fun little gun. It's nice and cheap. You can kind of buy it and forget about it and pull it out a couple of years later and shoot it, and it still shoots, fine. I did adjust it a little bit there, so we're all set up and ready for coyotes this winter if I take this thing out. But yeah, my overall thoughts: it's a great little gun, and I would recommend it. Again, if the feeding is fixed. But other than that, guys, I guess one thing I didn't mention is the safety. It's just right here in the thumb stock, so when you're holding it up, you can flicker on and off with your thumb. When the safety is on, you can't work the bolt, so you have to take the safety off to work the bolt. But for me, that doesn't really matter. A loaded firearm is a loaded firearm, and even when it's unloaded, I still treat it like it is loaded. Some people, I don't know if it's a false sense of security or what, when they can cycle the bolt with the safety on. I don't really understand that. There's still a bullet in the chamber. But anyways, guys, I hope you liked this review. If you did, give me a thumbs up there in the bottom corner. Leave me a comment or two. Subscribe to our channel. We'll catch you on the next one.